My father, an ardent New Deal Democrat, admired Eleanor Roosevelt. Not surprisingly, I was named Eleanor. She was an author, speaker, humanitarian, diplomat, and political activist. In the book Eleanor, The Years Alone, she was quoted as saying, "When you cease to make a contribution, you begin to die." At this point in my life, making a contribution involves being a part of the community and finding a way to enhance it. We bought a home in Naples in 2006, but did not spend much time here until 2009. We visited the Naples Botanical Garden that fall while the garden was still in development. Our dear friend Harvey Kapnick, a true visionary, funded the purchase of the 170 acres for the garden. Eventually, the garden grew into 6 gardens, the Research and Education Center, and the recently opened Visitors Center. My husband Nick and I were so pleased that we could help with that last piece of the vision. The impact of the garden on Collier County school children and teachers has been tremendous. Subsidized summer camp, teacher training, and serving over 4,000 school children. It has become a destination point for Naples visitors. Over 700 volunteers, as well as a dedicated staff, keep the garden in pristine condition. They make a tremendous contribution, and it is an honor to serve as a board member of the Naples Botanical Garden.
None of us in this room today would be here if we did not believe that we can make a difference. The salient word here is difference. Maintaining the status quo is easy. Fomenting change takes courage. Some you will hear from today have created change through their work with not-for-profits. While I've given time and treasure mostly to the homeless, it is the civic world that now provides little comfort, but great rewards. Little comfort because making public policy is intellectually challenging. There's nothing simple about it. It involves learning about new things, patience, I'm not very good at that, and artful compromise. But most important, it forces one to understand that it's the will of the people that is being served, tempered by knowledge and judgment that is the essence of public service. As a sitting city council person, I've had some victories and some defeats, but in every respect, serving the citizens of Naples is a profound privilege.
I believe that everyone has the ability to determine their future, regardless of their past. Thomas Jefferson's words represent the individual potential in all of us to rise above our past and become something more. Although one's collective experiences may determine one's strengths and weaknesses, it does not determine what we can achieve. Ultimately, one is responsible for one's future. But I also believe that it is one's responsibility to help others, especially children, to visualize and then to realize their potential. This belief inspires me to try harder every day. I have dedicated most of my life to children. First, raising my own children, and for many years now, helping those less fortunate through my charitable efforts. Children have the greatest dreams of all, and we should provide them with the advantages and opportunities they need to craft their own futures. Only by dreaming of the future we want to see can we rise to meet our challenges and take the initiative in making that future a reality.
This is quite amazing. Back in 2001, we were reading an article in the New York Times travel section about Naples. We'd never been there, and we didn't know a soul. But we wanted to come south, so we had to start somewhere. Why not give it a try? So down we came for the month of May. We loved it. Why not look at some homes? Well, within a week or so, we found the perfect house. Deal. When we made that decision, I never dreamed that someday I would be accepting this award. Was I influenced by one special woman? No, I was influenced by many women. It's called the League Club. What a welcoming group with so many varied interests. so much community involvement, doing so many things. That was for me. I was on my way, and here I am, thanks to the foundation, so much for this great honor. What's next? I'm trying to live by the words of our son-in-law's father, David Hancock. My passion is stewardship. I believe that each of us has the obligation to pass on to institutions we care about and to leave them in better shape than when we assumed stewardship responsibility for them. Thank you.
Words were magical to me as a child. Spun into books of poetry, words were my hot fudge sundaes. But I was promiscuous. I loved all books. I became an editor and helped authors shape their words into what we hoped would become best-selling books. Later, I joined the marketing team and sold the rights to books to paperback houses, book clubs, foreign publishers, and movie producers. It was glamorous. Frankfurt every fall, Bologna every spring, LA and London whenever. I had married a publisher, so I rarely traveled alone, and besides, I always had at least one manuscript to read. When I retired to Naples with my wonderful publisher, I felt deflated without all that New York razzle-dazzle. But the Garden Club and Greater Naples leadership and the League of Women Voters put my communication skills or my way with words to use and made me feel part of this community. Still, every night I turn on my iPad and travel to India or 14th century England or find out about the Internet of Things because really there is no frigate like a book, whether it's bound in leather, written on parchment, or streamed on your device.
That quote by Maya Angelou has been a North Star for me as I've journeyed through life. Money and time are wonderful gifts for those in need, but what a person really wants is to know they're not alone, that at least one person walks with them through whatever challenge they're facing, easing the way with compassion and understanding. Both my parents died in hospice programs. While the medical care was wonderful, it is how the staff made my parents feel that I remember so vividly. Instead of being frightened, my parents felt grateful and safe during their final weeks, and that was important to me. Their experiences are why I volunteer as a board member and patient visitor for Avow. One patient worried about not knowing anyone in heaven when she got there and was sad about leaving her dog behind. So I gave her photos of my mother and my dog, both of whom I'd lost recently. I reassured her that Mom would look out for her and that she could take care of my dog when she got to heaven. That's what the Angelou quote means to me. Gentle the journey for others, and do it with all your heart.
A few years ago, while attending my high school reunion, I was reflecting back on what a respected teacher asked me that day. She said, "Bunny, when did you find your voice? How did you find your voice? And most importantly, what did you do with your voice?" It wasn't until I had experienced a life-threatening medical emergency and when my husband and I began to reassess our lives that I knew the answer to her question. We moved to Naples to recover and to evaluate our priorities for the future. I had been an active volunteer in Baltimore with various organizations. I knew I could not stop that aspect of my life. I needed to find my voice again and to do something constructive with it for others. We were fortunate to be in a position to make a contribution to our new Naples community. After a visit to Immokalee, I quickly saw my answer, the Guadalupe Center. I saw immediately the impact this organization was having on the children and their families there. I could not resist getting involved and hopefully to make a difference for others. It also gave me the chance to use my voice and to help the center move forward with their mission in that community. The life I had almost lost, and my voice, had a purpose again. I am so honored to be included among this distinguished group of women. Thank you so very much.
My first belief brick to success was molded when I played Priscilla in The Courtship of Miles Standish that was written by my 5th grade class for WQED TV in Pittsburgh. And after performing in that operetta, whenever I was faced with a challenge, I would think to myself, if I could do that when I was 10, I can do anything. So throughout my career, I continued molding bricks as I faced and overcame challenges, like pioneering and establishing live theater as an interpretive technique in museums, or forging a public-private partnership to raise $50 million to build the New Orlando Science Center. And here in Naples, trying to convince government and potential donors to invest in a world-class botanical garden on a site where Brazilian pepper and Melaleuca flourished. All of these projects were fraught with challenges, and it was my job to look for solutions. Well, solutions came because of the belief, if you can dream it, you can do it. Vision was always the driving force, empowered by the investment of time, treasure, and talent of volunteers. So upon my retirement, I too became a full-time volunteer, and I still believe that if I take something on, I can do it. So once again, I'm forging more bricks.
It is truly an honor to be recognized as one of the 2015 Women of Initiative. Every day I wake up feeling blessed. Blessed to have a beautiful supporting family, blessed with good health, and blessed to be with the most wonderful fiancé, Sean. I didn't always feel this way, as I came from a poor and uneducated household. My mom was forced to hold 3 jobs to support her 3 children. From this upbringing, I learned valuable lessons. My mother taught me about giving yourself to make others happy. My sister Ginger taught me how to share. My brother Joseph convinced me of the value of education and motivated me to continue my schooling and eventually receive a doctorate in dentistry. Through the lessons of my family, I learned that the best things in life is to give to others. This is what true happiness is about. The persistence of my brother Joseph put me in the position to be able to give back. Therefore, I live my life according to radio host Ethel Chadwick's quote, "Every day of your life is an opportunity to be a blessing to someone." Sean and I live this quote through Collier County Honor Flight, which we founded, and allows us to be that blessing to our nation's war heroes who we love dearly and honor to the best of our ability.
To me, this powerful quote invokes a sense of generosity and philanthropic goodwill, not only about the greater good, but on a one-on-one basis. I would suggest to you, don't wait to be instructed or managed. Follow your own heart, blaze your own path, show initiative, and make the world a better place on your own terms. These principles will help make a difference in your neighborhood and indeed the world. In order to make a lasting, meaningful impact in our community, we need to strive to make the lives of those around us better through simple acts of kindness and selflessness. Along with my fellow women of initiative, we can work together towards a better future for those that cross our path. Generosity of time and spirit drives a healthy community. If everyone contributes even a little bit, then we all can enjoy a better world today and in the future. You would be amazed at the difference these small acts of generosity make and how rewarding these actions are. The sense of gratification and accomplishment that comes from sharing your good fortune, donating your time and energy to a charitable cause is an amazing gift that you can give yourself every day.